If all the mountain ranges of the world were flattened, and all the trenches of the ocean filled in, the earth would be covered with a layer of water 10,000 feet deep. And it is from this layer of water that life began. First, the jelly-like fish, then more complex forms like the crab, the salamander, the toad, the millipede with his many legs, the ugly snake, the bug, a creature of the air as well as the land, the homosexual who is neither fish nor fowl. But we search today for a different animal. We go in search for the sponge. Falco thought he would dress up like a sponge and attract them so that he could catch them in his net. In this manner, he spent many hours trying to attract the sponge. But Falco was not able to catch a sponge in this manner. I told him this was a foolish idea and that it would never work. The sponge is not a stupid animal. I told Philippe, you go down in the mini-stop. Falco, you search from the air. But this did not work either. Philippe went to the masthead. He had an idea that by drinking like a sponge, he would attract the sponge to him. He put on very convincing performance. And this seemed to attract the sponge. He saw his first sponge. Sponge over there, he said. Là-bas. And there was a sponge. Another sponge, he said. Another sponge. One over there. And there's another sponge. He could not count the sponge. There were so many sponges. He wanted another drink to attract even more sponges. He became very excited. Nice job, Philippe. It was now time to dive for sponge into the icy, murky waters. Over the side, he went. Oh, very cold. But Philippe came back with what he thought was a sponge, but was not a sponge, only a rag. I must call this sponge myself. I called this sponge very quietly, imitating the mating call of the male sponge. Here comes the sponge now. I sneak up and snatch the sponge. I got him. Very nice sponge. Oh, lively fellow. Therefore, I remove him from the net. Oh, filthy beast. Another sponge, this time a female sponge of the rectangular variety. Very nice sponge. I put the female sponge to rest until she is ready for her mate. We have found very often that two sponges are better than one. This has been a most successful expedition, and as we return to the Oceanographic Institute to observe the sponge in laboratory conditions, we hope our next journey will be as successful as this one was.